Hi Owen, how do you feel after the back-to-back defeats? How does that speak of the character of your side?
Yeah, delighted. I think the manner in which we played today, particularly with the bat, was outstanding. It certainly resonates with everybody in the change room to the identity in which we wanted to play with in this tournament. It's come at a really good time, and against an extremely strong team. So we're delighted.
Tell us a bit about Johnny Bairstow. He's obviously had a funny week, but he comes out and does that. He's got a little bit of previous in this regard, hasn't he?
He does tend to get fired up a lot, and that suits him. Regardless of what's happened during the week, or any week, or injuries or not, he likes a bit of fire in his belly, and I don't mind that when he comes out and plays like that and feels like the way he did. I think it's outstanding. It's definitely a match-winning knock, so we're delighted for him.
Oh, and how important was Liam Plunkett today, and did you feel that you'd missed him in a couple of previous matches?
I don't think we've necessarily missed him. I think we probably haven't bowled as well in previous games. I think the wicket today suited Liam. Not only that, he came in and bowled beautifully. I think it's one thing saying that yes, this wicket will suit you, but another to come out and deliver like he did. He's not played obviously recently, so to come off the bench and to maintain the form that he's in is an outstanding effort from a very experienced player.
What was the strategy against the spinners?
Well, to start, there never is one particular strategy to a bowling attack, just simply because on any given day anybody can have a bad day and we can't account for that, so we want to put them under as much pressure as possible. I think actually when the spinners bowled that period, we're talking about the Indian spinners, yeah? That period from 10 to 20 overs was probably the difference between the game. I think we scored about 90 something runs in 10 or 11 overs, and it was quite evident to see when the seamers were on, the ball was, not coming onto the bat, a little bit too pace, a little bit of purchase from cutters, slower balls. So, Johnny and Jason can make a wicket seem flat at different stages, and they did through that period. So it was a great period for us, and obviously got us off to an unbelievable start. So we felt that we were ahead of the game at that time.
We'll do Mel, Will and then Chris and Dave on this side.
Rohit Sharma was just in here and he spoke about the difference that Ben Stokes' innings made. Can you just talk a bit about how different that was, the role he played today, compared to some of the other innings he's had to play in this tournament?
Yeah, completely different. I think from the time I went in, so the sort of role changes throughout the game. The time I went in to him, to Joss, just trying to play in innings that will, potentially be at strike rate at 130, 140, that might get us up to that 320 type of score. But for Ben to do it and continue the form that he's been in and be so adaptable and just skillful towards the end was brilliant. The change room was bouncing when he was batting out. It was great.
The word too for Chris Wokes, who bowled 3 maidens up top, which is sort of unheard of, isn't it? I mean, came back, got Sharma, and also took that outstanding catch. I mean, he's had a proper day out, hasn't he?
He has. And he's a guy, I mention this all the time when Wokesy does well, he's a guy that goes unnoticed a lot of the time, but is an extremely valuable player to us. Great assets, particularly in the first 10 overs. I know the pitches haven't been that rewarding this time, but he's been extremely disciplined today and rewarded well.
It's been a tough week, I guess, after those 2 defeats, but if someone had told you before the tournament you need to win 3 games to win the World Cup, guessing you would have taken that.
Yeah, absolutely. Particularly after a performance like today. If we'd have scraped through, lost the last 2 games, and they said obviously you have to turn things around, we don't know how you're going to play. I think having played the way we did today is very encouraging for us.
Is that quite important psychologically, not just the win but the manner of it?
Yeah, it is. It is. The closer we can get to playing our A game, obviously the more a chance I think we have of going the whole way. If we're scraping our way along, not playing the type of cricket we've played in the last 4 years, I wouldn't be as confident.
Does today just further underline how important Jason is to this team, and how is he, because obviously he didn't field?
Yeah, he's good. When he was batting he got hit on the arm and had quite a big bruise. It is just a bruise, and he should be fine. Obviously, having him back in the team is quite a big confidence booster for everybody, particularly when he plays like the way he did today. He's very intimidating, hard to bowl to, and he's a gun player.
And does he help Johnny as well? Because obviously seem to thrive off each other.
I think they complement each other. I think today, throughout their partnership, they went sort of it ebbed and flowed for quite some time. I think Johnny took a little bit more time to get himself in, but obviously capitalised on the start more so than Jason. But the two of them certainly looked to take the game to India.
Two more, this lady here and then down at the front.
Full credit to the England bowlers for the way they executed their plans. But were you surprised that in the last 10 overs, India actually lost with 5 wickets still in their hands, and there was a lack of intent possibly in the last few overs?
I thought we bowled really well, and I don't think it was an easy wicket to whack sixes on. I don't know how many sixes were hit today, but it felt like it was down on probably a normal Edgbaston game where the wicket was normally quite good. So that's a good indicator, I think. Well, it felt like that. I don't know the numbers, but it just felt like that. I don't think it was easy to hit sixes on.
Last question here.
Captain, can you talk about the crowd? There were probably more Indians than they are at an average county game.
Average county game. I think there were more security than there were. What would you like me to say about that?
Would you like more Indians to support county cricket as well?
To support, absolutely. I want everybody to support county cricket. It's not easy to do. It's midweek majority of the time. The weekend, absolutely. If people can make it, something that they do with their family, it would be great. But yeah, I agree. I would love more people to watch county cricket.